I had no idea Stray Kids Miroh had a music video. Without further ado, let's see what we got here. I can already tell this one's gonna have a lot of story, so let's watch it and we'll get into it more soon. Yo. So before we dive deep into the video, let's talk about Miroh for a second. I did a bit of research and I remember the comments that you all left on my Stray Kids dance practice video. So basically, Miroh is a high energy song. It's conveying a message of like confidence. And I know in Korean, Miroh, if I'm correct, it means maze. So if we put those two and two together, I'm gonna take an assumption or a little guess that Miroh is gonna be about like facing challenges. Like in a maze, you're always going this direction, this direction. You're trying to find the right direction and path, but you're always gonna be facing challenges head on, and you have to just confront those challenges with a group of people, work together as a team, a unity. And we're gonna go into it more in depth and talk about like the New Zealand traditional dance for Miroh. We're gonna get all into that in this video. So first, let's talk about the editing. Kind of gives me like a Hunger Games vibe in the beginning, like government infiltration, some kind of higher power entity. That's what I'm getting so far. Feels like the K-pop Hunger Games. But then it's like a plot twist. They use data moshing. Dude, the editing on this is gonna be nasty. So they talk about data moshing. Usually footage consists of different kind of frames. I frames, P frames, and I forgot the last one. It's like B frames or something. So you can corrupt the frames essentially. What the program is doing, it's deleting or corrupting the I and the P frames, and then you get this really cool data moshing effect. So you can be really creative with it, and I've noticed that Stray Kids uses a lot of data moshing in their editing. The editors typically use this a lot, and it's a really, really cool effect. It's like an aesthetic design while exploring themes of like fragmentation or distortion, basically. We can kind of bring this with it being corrupted. So there's like a corrupt government power or some, like I said, some higher entity. This video, there's gonna be a lot to talk about in this video. It's my first time watching it, so. But the ambiance, the sound design, I'm liking this a lot. Looks like they're just riding along the ride, just joining in, and they have like they're trying to infiltrate. They know what's up. That's part of the higher power. Oh, I gotta say, I think Miroh, Boxer, Leave. I mean, dude, Stray Kids has so many good songs. I'm officially a stay now. I've been listening to them. I love their music. But then they also have KS143. They just have so many good songs. I can't pick one. There's not really like a top 3 Stray Kids song. I mean, it's just they're all good. Miroh's so. Yo, that is so good. They roto brush him, and this is before they had roto brush, I'm pretty sure. So you can see the edges around him. It's not as good. Yeah, look at the background. He's not very, the colors are the same, so it's kind of hard to mask out a subject. But they masked him out, and then they just put all these glitches in the background. Some of those glitches, it looks like they had to make, and then they had all this like glitching on it and this coding information on it. That is so well done. Personally, for a little editing touch, I would have added like a little RGB around the edges of him just to help him like blend in with that background more. Dude, that is so creative. Stray Kids has the best editing and dancing, man. I mean, and the fit is pretty fire too. Let's keep going though. Oh, that is so done. Yeah, so we have like one of those things to find someone. I forget what are those things called? I see them in spy thrillers and movies all the time. They have these like boards where they try to pinpoint who's the killer or the target is, and I've seen these a lot. I forgot what they're freaking called. Please leave a comment, let me know what they're called. But yeah, so I think we're talking about like a corruption in this video. The government is corrupt or there's something going on. So Miroh, they're coming together as a unity to stop what's happening. And I could be way off on this video. You know, I think that it's also important to know that every video, it's good to be open for interpretation. Like, I might have a different meaning than you guys, or this person might have a different meaning, but this is what I'm getting at so far. And again, this is my first time watching it, so I might be incorrect. Nice shots. I like that. And the lightings. That's the Miroh dance. Okay. We'll talk about that in 1 second. Okay, oh, we gotta talk about it now. Dude, this is a good video. This might be one of my top 3 Stray Kid videos in terms of editing, story, lighting, production. Hello? So that's called Haka. It's a traditional Mari dance that originated from New Zealand. And if I'm correct, I read some comments before and from you all that were saying, I'm pretty sure Bangchan went to New Zealand. It might have been with Felix, and they both incorporated the dance into this video. I could be wrong on that, but I do know this is Haka, which is really cool because it's a dance that's talking about like there's lots of chanting, moving, and it's like about it's a dance like typically of more than one person. It's like a unity dance, and it's like a very powerful dance. It's so cool that K-pop videos, they can incorporate different traditions into their songs. So I do appraise, I praise that, honestly. Good for Stray Kids. Like, that is a sick ass concept. I think it was also a war dance as well. So and we can associate this with a music video. They're going into war against these people that are so powerful. They're just jumping buildings like I told you, Stray Kids, they're the new Marvel version of K-pop. I mean, they're jumping buildings, they're dancing, and they're flying. Even the Miroh dance practice I watched, these they were flying. I can't with this group. I can't. They're just not even human at this point. Just not. You can't tell me for a second they're human. Nice speed ramping. Try to enjoy the video a little more now. Oh! So the editors, they would have had to, it looks like the camera's moving. They had to crop out each of those screens, and they would add like a distortion effect on it. They probably use different kind of glitching effects. There's so many of them. I don't even want to go into it because it's like glitching is a whole topic in itself. I mean, the meaning behind it, corruption, there's a lot to it. And I really like they're emphasizing the Haka by these really harsh camera movements. I don't know if that's in camera and post, but you can see with the keyframes, they're like really harsh. They're like hitting them. Typically you do like smooth keyframes, Bezier keyframes. So this is the cool thing about editing with like K-pop videos. You want to emphasize the dancing, and there's so many different ways you can emphasize dancing. There's harsh, you can use keyframing, you can do this with a camera, but typically what they'll do with keyframes is it's something called interpolation. So interpolation is the data between one keyframe and the second keyframe. There's different kinds of interpolation. Temporal interpolation, which is time, relating like how fast that first keyframe gets to the second keyframe. So as you can see in this video, you can see it takes some time to get to that keyframe, and they'll kind of emphasize it in a harsh way. They'll make it fast. They won't like smooth out the keyframes. That's when you get into Beziering a keyframe, which is like smoothing it out with time. There's also spatial interpolation, which is basically what's happening between the keyframes, not in time, but in space. So maybe it's like moving this way instead of this way. But then the time with the temporal one, it's how fast it gets to that end point. Woo, we were talking about some crazy stuff. Stray Kids, I mean, they have some crazy concepts. If I ever talk too much like this video, then I do apologize. Good shot with the equal sound. Love that. Nice little face tracking with the Haka dance. song is so good. I actually really like the song. This is a 10. Nah, this is a 12, bro. I love this song. Oh my god. All right. F it. Screw it all. This is my favorite Stray Kids song. I think this is it. I mean, this is all the Stray Kids songs I have added to my playlist as of right now. I have a lot more I have to start adding. Miroh, Boxer, Venom, Leave, Megaverse.
There's too many good ones.
I cannot, bro. Oh my god, this editing is nasty. I'm gonna cry. This is one of the videos I'm gonna cry. Oh, that's like a radial blur. I think that's what it's called, a radial blur. You start blurring out the frames, it gets really blurry. Then they're changing the coloring on it. They do this weird zooming effect, and I've seen that effect before. It's some kind of chromatic aberration effect. It's like an RGB effect. It's from the Red Giant plugin, I'm pretty sure. I forgot the name of it, but the cool thing is they transition it and fade it into this clip. This is nasty good. It's not hard to disrupt jungles, me who ran into it. I'm okay. Good shot of the eagle, and then the spin effect. I typically, in editing, I'm not a big fan of like twirling and spin effects, but in that case, beautiful. Then they changed the color grading, and it's more yellowish now. Nice. City jungle. He's like living off on the edge now. I love that. And this is such a great ass concept, man. This video is one of the Stray Kid one of the best songs and videos I've seen by them. This is the videos that I love. I literally love, because there's so much to talk about that I can't shut up. And when I can't shut up, I'm really invested. I am just fully locked in because I want to know the details. I want to know the story, the depth, the meaning, and all the good stuff. That was such a... I can't with this group. I really can't. Yeah, so I wanted to look up the set. This is what I thought. So typically they'll get like buildings, like parts of the buildings, and then behind them they'll have green screens to emphasize to have like a different background. They'll have them on strings sometimes, and then they'll just have big green screens, blue screens. I'm surprised they didn't have any points to track. They'll sometimes have plus symbols so they can track the scenes. I don't think they really did a lot of tracking in this video, so probably they knew they weren't gonna need it. And then yeah, look, they had to jump the buildings and they had to teach them. That makes sense. So there's so much work that goes into these kind of videos. It's like they're not actually, see, those are the plus symbols I was talking about. They're not gonna just be jumping the actual buildings. Like, you know, that's kind of, I would be surprised if they did or not, because Stray Kids is on a different level. But I mean, typically you're not going to want your idols, your top people, jumping building to building like Spider-Man and swinging and all that good stuff. But Stray Kids has no limitations, so who am I to say? Good lighting change. So they probably had to cue a different kind of light in that scene. They could have done it editing, but typically with lighting, you want to do it when filming. So they could have just had a lighting change right there. Then they changed the background. You can see there's like a shadow on the bottom going. Yeah, they could have done that in post or with lighting, just changing it basically. They could have queued two settings. Ooh, that drift. Oh! This is such a good video. like that camera shot they used. What the heck was that? Are they changing the ground? No, that is so good. Yo, hey, yo. They got a shot above them. It looks like they changed the ground somehow. They added some kind of effect to it. Yeah, they had a roto brush or mask out each of the characters. You could see the outline on around their head. They changed the background and then they paused them right there. They kind of froze them, used a freeze frame, whatever you call it. That is such a cool idea. Oh, I saw one little editing mistake, one tiny bit. It doesn't even matter. This video is so good. You could see right there, they masked him out. You see that? It could be like a stylistic choice too. So that is very interesting. I'm impressed. I mean, this was one of the best videos we've had. I mean, my ass was talking like the entire time. I just Stray Kids everywhere, all around the world. We stay. Yes, we do. That was legendary. I have ADHD, so sometimes I get more hyper than I should be. So I do apologize about that. It's just who I am, so I'm not being fake. If I like something, I get very, very hyper. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. You have anything else I missed in the video? Because I probably missed a lot. Leave a comment down below. Let me know because I love to read your comments. And like I said, I learned most of the stuff from all of you guys. So thank you, every single person that leaves a comment, lets me know anything I missed or anything I can learn more about. If you want to see more Stray Kid content or K-pop content in general, my Patreon is linked down below. Make sure to subscribe. I don't know when this is getting posted, but at the time of this recording, we are getting close to 50K. Thank you all so much. I love you all. Like, this is my dream to make these videos for you, just to make anyone's day, you know, just to make you all smile. It means a lot to me, and I cannot express how lucky I am to have the fan base that we have. And just, oh, my hair, Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.